Hello, everyone. I hope you're all safe and sound in this situation we're all facing. Welcome to the first SEO Basics webinar, part of a webinar series about the fundamentals of SEO. A brief introduction about me. My name is Nicholas. I work for Vodafone as an SEO and analytics specialist. I freelance as a digital marketing manager for Black Lantern Marketing. I also help businesses grow with my digital marketing strategy and consulting services. Last but not least, I upskill professionals in SEO and digital analytics. That's why we're all here today. My hobbies are digital marketing. I actually consider myself one of the lucky few who actually like it. I also like music, movies, travel, cars, and tennis. Today's agenda includes funny stories about SEO and the actual truth about SEO. We're going to try and explain what is SEO. We're going to see some SEO traffic examples, also as opposed to other media you might use for your business. Most importantly, we're going to describe best the elements that affect SEO. We're going to see some competition comparison, then pass on to on-page and off-page SEO. Next is why SEO is necessary and important for your business. Last but not least, we're going to mention some future SEO trends, and we will conclude with a Q&A session. So some funny stories about SEO. People think that we SEO experts know Google search algorithm. They suspect that we are SEO spies with inside information, like James Bond of SEO. They see us as panoramics from Asterix with the SEO magic formula. They expect that their website will definitely, they're sure about that actually, that it will definitely rank on the first page because apparently we're doing magic like Harry Potter, so we're gonna do everything like clockwork. Well, the truth is much different, no matter how many matches I add. It's very different. We don't know Google's search algorithm. We don't have inside information. There is no magic formula of SEO, absolutely not. Google first page position is not guaranteed. SEO is not magic, and we don't see results immediately. So what do we know then about SEO? Search engine optimization is the process of refining your website so that it will be indexed and ranked by search engines, as well as leveraging your links from other sites. It is the process of getting traffic from the free, the organic, editorial, or natural search results on search engines. It is the art and science of persuading search engines such as Google, Bing, and Yahoo to recommend your content to their users as the best solution to their problem. It's an ongoing, dynamic process with goals, actions, review, and iteration. It needs a lot of patience, a lot of work. We can't have any results on the first day or immediately, as we've seen. It's not, we don't have a magic button that fixes everything. Neither is a magic carpet that it can fly us to our objective right away. So we need to be patient. And in the end, let's not forget that it's not about search engines only. It's about people. It's about making your site better for people. So it's all about them in the end. So SEO traffic. First of all, what we should do is see how our search engine traffic, organic search, as you can see from the yellow part of the pie chart, is compared to the rest of your traffic for your domain. So you have to compare traffic per channel. So we can see here organic search as opposed to direct, paid search, referral, paid social in this example. Then we have to, if we want to see about specific pages, how SEO is going, we might have seen in our analysis that there are specific pages that are not going so well. So here we can see specific pages traffic per channel. We have again comparison organic search with the other media, with paid search, direct, referral, and paid social. And again, we might have another set of pages which might be similar. It might be a product category. It might be a specific product page. It depends on your analysis we want to do each time. So we can compare between those two. Then to my favorite, keyword research. First of all, we have site searches. Site searches are done from your site, from your search bar directly in your website. So you can see it's inside your website. It's an e-shop about smartphones. People might be looking for smartphones. Then we have actual keywords that the users use, that they search for on Google. We have a top 10 search here, comparison, again about smartphones and smartphone accessories. It's around the iPhone, even though Apple is facing some times lately, but still it's the iPhone. So you can see the top keywords, the search volume on average, the cost per click for each keyword, and the URL that each keyword results. But as you can see, we have bolded App Store and Apple Store. Well, maybe in our mind, App Store and Apple Store might be the same. I might think, okay, this is the same thing, but what are you doing here? But App Store and Apple Store, you might say are actually the same thing, but the actual truth, it's not different. They're not the same thing. And if we can do a simple search, Google search, on the Google search results pages, search as you might hear them, you might see that the keyword App Store and Apple Store produce entirely different results. They're not. Some of them might be the same, but they're not the same. Sorry about the Greek. It's a local, it's a local search, so you might see the Greek results. But in your country, you might see the language of your browser and your country. So as you can see here, in the App Store, we have position 1 to 7, the Google search. Here on Apple Store, we have position 1 to 6. So here we have the second page of our results. We're not gonna even talk about the second page. It's positions 11 to 17 for the App Store and positions 8 to 14 for the Apple Store. It's garbage. No one likes the second page. It's not. It's anything ever above the first page is rubbish. The second page of Google is like being under the bottom part of an iceberg. So it's under all of that. We have page 2 of Google. Here's some competition content comparison. We have the iStore, which is one of the local resellers. We have the brand store, and we have this iSystem, which is another page. Again, you can see the title here and the description as we've seen before, which is a result, which actually leads to this page. So, what are the elements that affect SEO that actually do all this trick? They're more of a guideline, actually. They're not actual law. They're not rules. They're more of a guideline to steer Google towards what we want to see, what we want to show to the customer. And they will think in the end if it's relevant or not. There have been cases where it's not always relevant, even though we see them. So, without further ado, here we have the keyword targeted. As we saw before, it was Apple Store. We have the URL, which is the actual address of your website. We have an optimized title tag. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of technicalities, but if you go on top of your browser, you'll see the title of your website. We have the meta description, which was the actual description here under the Google search result, and this is the title. Then we have the updated timestamp. It's not very common, but it's a way to show Google when your article was last updated. It's important, as we have chosen a target keyword, to have it on the first paragraph, our content. So if we have content, a lot of content of our website, it's very important to use it on the first paragraph. Another type of heading is the H2 tag, which is usually about the first, below the first paragraph. Sorry, before another article. It might describe something else in the content. Again, it has to, if you can have the actual keyword, you might have another variation of the keyword. Then we have outbound links, which are links towards other websites. So from our website to another website, which actually gives a lot of SEO rank to both websites. It's based on Google's algorithm, PageRank. So is internal links, which are links between our pages, so from one page to another. Now, as we said, we have the keyword targeted, which is our focus keyword. And then we have more content. So it's important to use semantic keywords and actually create content that makes sense. You can't have a keyword above icons and then talk about fringes on the rest of the content. So it's very important to use similar keywords and have them group so it does make sense. Social share buttons are not the direct factor, but it's always good for your brand to build brand awareness, lead people to your other channels, and vice versa from your channels to your website. So it makes it easier for your reader, for your customer to find you. Then from a more technical perspective, we have fast pages. We need to have fast pages. So if they don't load, we're going to have a problem because not all users have the same speed. Then we have mobile first design layout. As we know, most of us use mobile devices to actually browse. So it's important to have it's important for your website to be fast on mobile pages as well. Last but not least, you need to create unique content, educational content, if you can, long form. Always depends on the field and the business, but it's important not to copy content from other pages, from other businesses. So have someone to create your own content. So as we said, the Onpage Optimization, we have the URL, in this case apple.com GR App Store. We have the title, which, as we said, you can see it on top of your browser. It's also this one, the Google search results. We have the meta description, which is under the title in the search results. So the meta keywords are not necessary always, but you can use them in addition to the other elements. Then we have the headings, as we said, which is here in Greek words. It's find the apps you love from the App Store. So it's this one below the actual App Store image. We have the images, the actual images in the website, and they have two parts. It's the image file name, which is how you store it in your server or in your computer. And we have the alt text, the alt attribute, which is a small piece of text, because Google cannot actually see the image. It doesn't have eyes yet, but you need to somehow describe it to Google, your image, so it knows what it is. And don't forget that there are also people with accessibility problems, so they won't be always able to see the image, so you have to describe it somehow. Here we can see the internal links that we said before. Here this website has 39 links, which is quite okay. And the page speed insights, it's a tool from Google that you can use for free to measure your speed. And it says for mobile devices, here it says mobile, and here it's for desktop. In this case, it's very good, 89 out of 100 for desktop, 72 out of 100 for mobile. Quite good. Now we're going to go to a not very good example of how one uses, how one takes advantage of the elements. So again, we have the URL. It doesn't have, it says Google Play Store. I don't know why it came out with the App Store, somehow it links. We have a title, again, which is irrelevant. It's Google Play, it's an entirely different company as well, so irrelevant. We have no meta description for this, so here we can see what Google show as default, which is the specific, some specific text from the page. It's not really relevant or keyword. Here the headings are not good. The images, again, it says 58 images without alt text. So we have a lot of images, no alt text, no file name, no good file name at least. And here the page speed again for mobile is crap, 25. For desktop it's quite good, but not as good as mobile. The internal links surprisingly are almost the same, are exactly the same, but all the other elements are not even close. So Google the actual things that this page, the previous page, the best practices is much more relevant to what they want to see, so to the actual user at the end. Now, that was about on-site optimization. We have off-page optimization, which is actually what we can do outside of our own website. Before we show what elements were more relevant to our actual website. So here we have the off-page optimization. It's actually creating links towards our website. In this case, as we said, our website is the App Store, sorry, and the keyword is App Store. We have an example here. So we have a button towards the App Store, download on the App Store. And here in this article, we have another link. It says App Store. It's an actual keyword. As we said, we have the focus keyword, and the rest of the text has to be relevant. Here it's about the specific application. So this link leads to our website, which is very important to have, and create traffic from other websites to our own. Here is a very bad example of off-page optimization. Here, this website, it's a publisher, it's a news publisher. It has very low rating, and I couldn't actually find any links for the App Store, even though one of the Google search results was App Store and the name of the publisher. It was very, very strange because I don't know how they did it. Also, the meta description is entirely irrelevant. It says about the coronavirus, so that's a very bad example. It's a very bad example of off-page optimization, which you don't want to do for your website. Why do we need it? Why do we need SEO? We said all these things about elements, about Google, about keywords. Why do we need all these things? Well, try to Google search the question. Try to actually look it up for yourself and see what you get back. Google drives the majority of search engine traffic, 3.8 million search queries per minute, which is insane. It's a very big amount of traffic. It means that most people navigate the sea of the internet through Google, through other search engines as well, but Google has the biggest piece of the pie. Therefore, it provides relevant traffic. Since the intention is there, the actual user goes there to look for what they want. So Google connects our business with them, and they connect with us. So it's important for us to actually follow the rules we said, help them find what they want, your business, make it as easy as possible, show relevant content towards your business. As we said, Google dominates the first page. We should dominate the first page of Google, actually. We should maximize brand exposure. So we should build a lot of brand awareness, brand exposure to our SEO strategy. And it's important to know that you don't need to be Google, Facebook, or Amazon, or one of the big four to get yourself out there. Even if you have a small business, you can still maximize your brand exposure if you have the right strategy, if you know how to do it right. The possibilities are actually endless now through the internet, as you have many of you seen. Many of you work from home or have an e-shop or use the internet much more than before. So SEO helps you attract the most relevant traffic to your business. So that makes it a crucial part of your marketing mix. So it's crucial to actually invest in it. So don't see it as a cost. Many of it see it as something that we don't necessarily need. No, it doesn't get the value that it should, but it's very important. No, so some future trends. What do you think is going to happen to SEO in the future? Is it going to fade with AI and machine learning on the rise, with all these machines coming around? I don't think so. Absolutely not. In fact, machines are here to stay. They're here to enrich SEO. We also see zero-click searches as a new normal, where the result is right there on the search results, or even on your browser's tab. So if you try searching on your browser, you might see the result before even actually going forward, before actually clicking. So it's very important to optimize your website for those as well. Local SEO is changing, so a lot of local searches, more people search in each country, so it's important to rank high on local SEO. This is your chance for your brand to shine. As we said, not everyone can be Amazon and Google and Facebook and Alibaba and name it. But you can also build for your local business and have your local customer. There's also going to be a UX and technical SEO approach with responsive design and mobile first SEO at the spearhead. As we said, mobile first is the trick. Everyone is on their smartphones. Even some of you, now that we talk, might be from your smartphones. So you need to have a lot of responsive design and mobile first SEO. Last but not least, voice search is going to be a big hit. In some countries, it already is. In America, I think, and in China and in some places in the UK, I've seen cases that countries already have it as a feature. So imagine yourself registering keywords for Alexa, for Siri, for Google Home, and actually optimizing your website for those queries. So an entirely different behavior between searching on your browser and actually saying to the Google Home device what you want to do. So you might be thinking about ordering what to eat, and then you're going to say, "Hey Siri, what are we going to eat tonight?" And then Siri proposes, has some ideas about what to order for you tonight. Even advertisements, that's another thing in many countries. So if you have any questions, you can write them down in the chat below. Feel free to do it. Otherwise, I have a feedback form here. You can actually follow the link if you want. I'm going to post it in the chat as well after we finish. You can also use the QR code to go. In the meantime, I would like to thank my sponsors, Blank Lander Marketing, the Field Show, AMT Consultants, We4O. Feel free to give us your feedback. You can also email me. You can always find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. There are many ways to find me. Don't worry. We live in the digital world, so you can always find me. Don't worry about it. I want to see if you have some feedback or if you have some questions you want to address right now. So we have the first question from Julia. Is the Google algorithm static or does it evolve with time? Well, it's not static. As we said, it's a machine. They use machine learning at Google, so it's actually evolving. It learns from our behavior, it learns from our searches. It's actually learning based on our behavior, and it tries to give us the best result possible. So that's it. Yes, actually, it's never static. I hope I covered your question. We have another question. How can a brand bypass the zero-click practice? Can somehow benefit from it? Yeah, the zero-click practice, it's something you can adapt. It's if you optimize your website for SEO, and if you have a lot of brand exposure, you put your brand out there, you're going to have it in more places. So Google has more places to look for you. You might see some results from Wikipedia, from other publishers, Google search itself. So if you keep all the best practices, and you will have the actual result you need, you will benefit from it. Because the customer will see you first before even going to the actual page and see the other results as well. Another question: from Luigi? Do we need to pay some particular attention on mobile SEO? Is that a lot different from desktop one? Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. Yes, we need to pay attention. We need to pay particular attention to mobile SEO. We have a mobile first design, so the design itself is much different. Then we have the different way that Google indexes mobile pages. There are there is a certain methodology which is called NMP. It means accelerated mobile pages. So if you structure your own website around that, you might have a mobile first indexing, which means that Google actually gives more attention to that. Actually, they did an announcement last month, or 2 months ago, I think. They said that they would turn towards mobile first indexing more than the actual desktop. So in the future, if you don't have a mobile optimized website, you won't get on the first page or the second page or any page, if you like. I hope that covers it. Come on, bring in the questions. Don't be shy. Well, I don't see any other questions. So as I said, again, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. Please take some time to give me your feedback. It's important to know. Actually, we have a last minute question. If there is value for an e-shop, one text content like a paragraph to acquire higher SEO, for example, a small paragraph for its category page. Yes, generally you have to create your own content. You might have different types of pages. You might have a page with informational, it's actually either a different page or the main product page, but usually you have the main product page and you have then the title pages which are more informational, and you can add more because you can't add page. There is also a thing called keyword stuffing. So if you put a lot of keywords from your sets, you're not going to help Google or the customer in the end find you. About the H1, H2 tags, yes, you can use them differently. There are the H3 tags as well. I recently saw a case study with a colleague from Ireland, and they said that we tried to use the H3 tags to use hashtags on the H3 tags, hashtags that they would use on social media. So there are different ways to get around, but definitely yes, H1 and H2 tags are more important. Yeah, backlinks important. Some SEO practitioners say they're not important. If yes, how important are then in your view? They are important. They are definitely important. What has changed is the way that Google renders them important. In the past, they said, okay, have a lot of backlinks, have a lot of traffic from other websites. The more the merrier. But now it focuses more on the quality of the traffic. So we have the PageRank algorithm, which is an algorithm from Google. It actually measures the quality of your links, and that makes it a ranking factor for you. So if you have links from websites that are very relevant, rubbish, no one reads them. If you have links from those sites, you're not gonna go very high on the search results. But if you have links from good websites, it means that they have a good quality score. They're having a good domain score. Google thinks they're okay, so you have links from those websites. Much better for you than having links from other websites that are not very good. Another question from Pilotas: how important are the SEO tools for a company that respects itself? Well, that's a big question. Not all companies, as we said, have the same potential, the same amount of money to spend. It depends on the money you can use on the tools and on the professionals you can use to do the work. Fortunately, there are a lot of free tools. It provides some free tools. We're going to cover them in next webinars. As we said, it's part of a webinar series, so we're going to cover them next. There are a lot of free tools. As we said, Keyword Planner is the one from Google, the PageSpeed Insights, again from Google. So you can find them for free. But the most important thing, I think, to actually keep track of them. There are always new tools coming, new methodologies, new tools to support the new methodologies. So, for example, you might have a different tool to measure the actual voice search as compared to the other one so far. Okay. Okay, I don't see other questions now. Again, please give me your feedback. It's important to improve. It's important to improve the webinar as we go, and see how we can improve it for you. Actually, not only for me and for me as a presenter. Here you're doing it on purpose. I have another last minute question. Are there any SEO online resources and tools you would recommend? Yes, there are. There are actually. Depends on what you want to do. We have SEMrush, which is good for keyword research and technical SEO. We have Screaming Frog, DeepCrawl. There are many tools out there. We have SEO Monitor. We have Keyword Planner. So for each thing you want to do in the process, there are many different tools. Again, we're going to cover them in our next webinar as part of this series. So don't worry, stay tuned, and you'll see in the next webinars the answer to your question in more detail. Again, if you haven't given me your feedback, give it now. I'll send it in the chat as well. Coming up now, we have the analytics basics, or we're going to go to another discipline for a little while. Don't worry, we won't forget about SEO. So you can join our webinar here, the analytics basics. It's on the 21st of May. Thank you for participating. Don't forget, you can get your tickets on Facebook, you can get your tickets on Eventbrite, or visit directly my website. And stay tuned for more news, for more articles on my website as well. Thank you all. Have a great evening with your loved ones, or however you choose to spend your time. Stay safe out there. Thank you for participating, and stay strong. I'm sure everything will be okay really soon.